Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm just gonna explain how Google provided Gemini 2.5 AI model helped me not only build and refactor the application, which you can see on my screen. This is a risk and a compliance based web application. This is my dashboard where you can see the total control risk assessment findings. Here is the control where you can see you can create a control risk assessment and the open findings. So it's a very complicated kind of application, where you can create control risk, you can do the assessment, you can get the findings, and you can create the task to fix that, right? So this application is very complicated in nature, and it took me 5 days to build that. But thanks to Google Gemini 2.5 Pro, because in last few days I ran into multiple issues, and if you just see, this is the entire conversation which I had with Google Gemini 2.5 Pro. And when I was able to run this application without any issue, let me just quickly show you that. If I run this, the test which I have written for this, all the tests are passed. So earlier I was having a lot of issues, and I can show you those errors, right? Here you can see we have 3 failed and 9 errors. I posted that to Google, to Gemini, then, it reduces, like I get into more errors. Again, I asked the same question. I keep doing that, and there was a lot of iterations, and eventually I was able to fix all of them, right? And thanks to this awesome intelligent model which Google has provided us for free, right? And when I asked, could you please summarize what all issues you have fixed so far for me, right? And then it just gave me the summary where I can walk you through, because those issues are not very easy to fix manually, right? It will take days to fix them. I just asked, could you please summarize how many issues we have fixed so far? What are those issues with probable solution? Just need a summary to explain, right? So if you just see here, we have this first. There was a lot of issues related to Flask routing and the template error, which is very common to happen with the Flask, right? And there was Jinja related template not found, the library build error, which is Buzzwhack, which is a security based library for us, right? Then the test configuration and the environmental issue. There was a lot of issues where when I was trying to run the multiple instances, it was having a lot of issues. Then we were having some database initialization issue, and I talked about in my previous video also there. I explained how the SQL errors like operational error, integrity error, and the detach instance error was fixed, which is related to the SQL, because when I did the refactoring, I just get into those issues. The fourth and the most important category of the bugs or the issue I was facing is related to the session and the cookie. And we all know if there is a state leakage because of session not rightly, using a session or the not handling cookies properly, then we get into the lot of issues, right? And here there was a iteratively tried several approaches. You can see these are the approaches, which AI tools just tried to use to fix the issue I was getting, and eventually it was able to fix the issue. And if you just see, diagnose a state leakage based on the pass alone, because what was happening is when I'm running the test all alone, it was working fine, but when I'm running the entire test suite, then it was failing, and it was happening because of the state leakage, and I was not able to find that by myself, and AI tools really helped me, though there was more than 10 iterations with the different suggestions, but I was not able to do it, but AI helped me to really fix that, and eventually we were able to do that. The last one is the model logic and the database default. Again, there was some issues in the initialization of the application, and I'm able to fix that, right? So manually catching all these issues in a functionality in an automated test is very, very difficult, right? And it's very time consuming, right? Especially when we have that state management and session and cookies related bugs, right? But these AI tools are really, really helpful and really awesome. If you just see the explanation, the way they are thinking to fix an issue, it's really awesome, right? It gave me a debugging, messages. It provided me a code and said that they have added some debugging code. Could you please run and share the output of that? So this is where, you can see, this is the messages which I was getting. And then when I shared that, it just analyze each and every line with the proper explanation. Okay, now you are getting this print. This is happening. Okay, this is what the code says. And this is how, so it looks good. This looks good, that looks good. So there is a proper sequence, and then the conclusion why this is happening, right? And why it fails in the suit. So now it is trying to understand why it was failing. So if you just see the thinking process, even the experienced developer are not able to just explain in this way, right? Again, it's precisely trying to understand each and every line of code and giving the explanation whether this line can have a code, can have an issue or not. If this line is having an issue, okay, these are the probable solution. Can you try this or that? So if you just start using the tool the way I'm doing it, right, it's really, really awesome. All you need to do is to give the trace back, the complete trace back along with what kind of error you are getting in. Right. So here you can see I'm getting this one. So again, it's trying to understand each and every aspect of that, what all probable thing can go wrong. Right. That is really awesome, because if you just see, there are a lot of iterations, where I just get into multiple issues. All I was doing is just copy pasting. But what I was making sure my prompt is having enough context behind, behind the errors, right? Whatever I can think of could be the probable issue. If you can add those information, that really help, AI tools to figure out what could be the, failure logic within your code, right? So it's really awesome, right? Even if you just see the thought process, it's very comprehensive. It's explain each and every aspect which we can't even think of, that any manual person will do this kind of comprehensive explanation, because all we are busy just fixing the bugs, right? So in my opinion, if you haven't, start using these tools, I would say start using as soon as possible and just try to use this tool to be more effective and more efficient, and these tools will definitely save a lot of time for you. The only constraint and the limitation which I feel is you have to, before using these tools, you have to just check your IT team whether you can use the code basis, because that is something which is big, which is related to the compliance, right? I don't know, because if all these tools are publicly available, I'm not sure how you're going to get the context. But if you cannot provide your code, at least you can just write the functional context, like where you are getting that error and why you are getting that. Probably it will provide you some kind of pointer, because this is what I can understand the way it is trying to analyze, giving the multiple solutions for giving problem. So if you will do that, that would be really, really helpful for you. So that's it from my side, and I really want to emphasize, if you haven't started using AI tools for debugging your errors, please start using it and see how much it is helping you. And whatever experience you had, if you can mention that in the comment section, that would be really helpful for me to understand how you guys are utilizing these kind of tools and how these tools are making your life efficient and effective. Right? So as always, that's it from my side. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any feedback, comment, please feel free to put that into the comment section. And if you really like this video, please give a thumbs up. And if you feel such videos can help your group and friends, please don't forget to share these videos to your group and your friends. And as always, thanks for watching this, and stay healthy and keep learning and growing.